Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, verse 16. Bhakti Yoga, path of devotion. In the last verse, Bhagavan Krishna said, a devotee who has no agitation or disturbance from this world, and the world which has no agitation or disturbance of him, who is free from joy, envy, fear, or anxiety. Such a devotee is very dear to me. That is what Bhagavan Krishna said. He is not afraid of the world. World is not afraid of him. So both the conditions must be satisfied. He is also free from joy, envy, or fear. So that devotee is very dear to me. That is what Bhagavan Krishna said in last verse. Now verse 16. Anabhikshasuchirdaksham udasino gadavyataham sarvaramba parityagi yo matbhakta same priyagam. Swami Chinmayananda says, a philosophy misunderstood can easily end in the suicide of the entire community. So, in learning the highest philosophy of this world, we have to be extremely careful. Each word is carefully chosen by Bhagavan Krishna. And if the word used by Bhagavan Krishna, if it is not understood in the sense in which he has used, then we will miss the beauty of that. We may not be able to achieve the goal. For example, a medicine not properly undertaken. Doctor says something, you misunderstand something. He says you don't take something, you take something. Then the patient will not be cured. So every word in Bhagavad Gita has got a ocean of meaning. We have to understand it properly. The second thing which we should know is why you call a particular university as the best university. People rush to some foreign countries. They say this is the best university in this world. I studied in that. Reason is simple. The student from that university possess certain skills, certain qualities. The companies which hire them, they know that these skills 100% it will be there. Their knowledge of their subject, it will not be off baked. So they know the companies who hire them. Similarly, Bhagavan Krishna prescribes certain standards to call a person as devotee of Bhagavan Krishna. Everybody, we can say, I am a devotee of Bhagavan Krishna. But Bhagavan Krishna prescribes certain standards, highest standards of living. Even if you attain 10%, some people write IIT exam and then say, even if you secure 30% mark, you are good in physics. Something like that. So highest standards of living. Otherwise, you cannot call yourself as bhakta of Bhagavan Krishna. Even if that person is calling, no, I am a great devotee, I can also say, I am a great devotee of Bhagavan Krishna. But Bhagavan Krishna will not consider that degree. He will not confer that degree on that devotee. So, in this verse, Bhagavan Krishna prescribes some more qualities expected from a devotee. Anabhekshasuchirdaksham udasino gadavyataham. Anabheksha. The devotee has no dependence on anything. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, this bhakta knows that he is not the body, but the Atma. Atma does not depend on anything for its existence because it is a Satya Vastu. We all know this. I need not have to explain. It was there, it is there, and it will be there. Satya Vastu. But everything else, being Mithya, depends on Atma for their existence. The one who knows this is Anabheksha. That is, the oft quoted example of Adi Shankara is rope and snake. Snake is the projection of the mind on the rope. Snake has no independent existence without the rope. Further, a true devotee does not depend on either the objects of this world or the beings of this world. A real devotee is completely independent of the world outside. He is not dependent for his joy on the world outside. He draws his joy from the divine presence of Bhagwan Krishna in his heart. So he is not depending upon the world or things or beings outside. Suchi, that is cleanliness. Both inner and outer cleanliness is very, very important. Outer cleanliness, I need not have to explain. It is physical. The clothes we wear, the place where we live, all these things must be neat and clean. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, inner cleanliness can be achieved. This is very important. Inner cleanliness can be achieved by thinking the positives of a person than its negatives. The He says the internal purification, otherwise, if you don't do that, it will only be a dream. I can only think of the story of Dharmaputra and Duryodhana. Duryodhana once went to Bhagwan Krishna and asked why people love Dharmaputra and not me. Why they are hating me, but they are loving Dharmaputra. I give them lot of gifts, but Dharmaputra is not giving as much as I give. But people are saying Dharmaputra is the best. Why? Bhagavan Krishna, as usual, put a smile. He said, "You come with Dharmaputra tomorrow morning to my house." Next day, he brought Dharmaputra. Then he asked Dharmaputra in the presence of Duryodhana, Dharmaputra, I am going to give you a task. Go around this country or the world. Bring me one bad person. I want to see that bad person in this country. Then he called Duryodhana in the presence of Dharmaputra. He said, Duryodhana, you go out into the country. Bring one good person. So both of them went, and after a few days, both of them came back. Dharmaputra said, Are Krishna, I am sorry. There is absolutely no one who is bad in this country. I am very sorry, extremely sorry. I am not able to find one. Duryodhana came back and said, Krishna, not even one good person in this country. All are rascals, thugs, he said. Bhagwan Krishna smiled. The answer is obvious. The most important thing is both of them could have instantly pointed their fingers at each other. Dharmaputra could have shown Duryodhana is a bad person. Duryodhana could have shown Dharmaputra is a very good person. But both of them did not do that. Dharmaputra saw even in Duryodhana some good qualities. And Duryodhana saw even in Dharmaputra some bad qualities. This reflects the mental purity. I think this is what Swami Dayananda Saraswati says. When he said, for achieving mental purity, you don't see the negatives of a person. See the positives of that person. That is I think this is what he meant when he said this. The story is, everybody knows. But I think it is apt here. Then the second point which I want to say is, unfortunately, cleanliness is misunderstood by all. We want to keep the car clean by throwing the garbage on the mid of the road. I have seen many cars. The windows will come down, they will put all the garbage on the road, and then they will push off with the same speed. Sometimes it may even fall on the windscreen of the other car which is coming back. They are not bothered. They are rich. They are rich. The cars are much 2 crores worth cars. They will be going. But without any this thing, they will put it. That is one thing. Second thing, we want to keep our house clean What we do is we clear the garbage, we throw it in the next compound wall, or we secretly go and keep it outside somebody's house. That is the second thing. Third thing, we spit in the middle of the road without any concern for others. We chant Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhim Guru. We chant. We treat all the rivers as God. Guru. Guru is the highest respect should be given to the Guru. We treat all the rivers as our Guru, but spoil them. Factory waste is directly sent to the river. All rivers in India, I am sorry to say, without exception, have been spoiled beyond imagination. They all have become sewerage water. Not only rivers, lakes, everywhere. Even temples are not spared. It's a very sad situation. Western countries, I don't know whether they are worshipping the rivers as God, but their waters are absolutely pure. I have myself personally seen at least one or two countries, so I can say this. This reflects we are not mentally pure. Sorry to say. I think not only educating people is important. I have seen in Ganges so many people spoiling it. Not only educating people is important, but severe punishment must be given. So that is one of the Raja Dharmas. So absolutely there is nothing wrong. He is not the Raja cannot be a sannyasi. Sannyasi cannot be a Raja. So that is the second point. Third point is Saint Thiruvalluvar says, Manattukkan Masilan Adal Anaithu Aran Agula Neerabira. Wonderful verse. Manattukkan Masu Ilan Adal Anaithu Aran Agula Neerabira. He says, you want to become a pure sannyasi, then the first and the highest condition is you must be pure in your heart. That is extremely important. If you are not pure in your heart, you may be doing hundreds of good work, but he says it is all you are acting in the world outside. By heart, if you are not pure, then there is no point. But some people misunderstand this also. Sir, I am pure in heart, sir. So I don't have to go to temple, I don't have to pray to God, I don't have to read Bhagavad Gita, I don't have to do anything. I am pure in heart. He himself says. This and all, it is left to everybody's discussion. I cannot comment whether he is really pure or not. Bhagwan Krishna insists on internal and external purity. Then the third word used by Bhagwan is Daksha. Understanding clearly. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, this devotee is capable of correctly appreciating the situation and does what is to be done in that situation. If mind is clean, mind is not agitated, mind is clear, immediately you can understand the situation and then you can take a decision. He gives dispassionate consideration of the situation. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, Daksha is a beautiful word. It has several meanings. He gives three meanings. The second meaning is, the devotee is the one who has identified himself with Bhagwan Krishna. That is another meaning of Daksha. The third meaning of Daksha is one who has expert knowledge in Vedas. This is the third meaning of Daksha. Swami Chinmayananda says, Daksha means alert or vigilant. He is mentally agile and intellectually vigorous, this devotee. What I understand is the bhakta must be very alert or vigilant, like a soldier who is guarding the borders of the country. Night and day, the soldiers cannot relax even for a minute or slightly negligent. If they are negligent or relaxing a little bit, a terrorist or an enemy may jump the fence. They come into the country and spoil the country. This devotee has to be alert or vigilant, like that soldier. Otherwise, the sense pleasures will rob away his intellect and that devotee will perish. Whatever efforts he have taken, he will perish. Bhagavan already said, who are our worst enemies? Kama yesha, krodha yesha. These two are the worst enemies of the man. Bhagavan already said that. Further, Bhagavan said in chapter 2, verse 67, Indriyanam hi charadam yan manonu vidiyate tadasya haradi pragyam vayurnavamivambasi. Already said Bhagavan this. The mind will be taken away like a boat in the storm of the sea. So a devotee has to be extremely alert and vigilant. Otherwise he is gone. Then Udasina. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, this is very important as Vedanta can be understood only when the mind does not take extreme positions. At no situation you should support one decision or the other, he says. A devotee has to be dispassionate to understand the reality. Taking any extreme position is a hindrance to know the truth. Again, this word has been interpreted by Swami Chinmayananda as Udasina means indifference. In human life, small difficulties, simple illnesses, discomforts are but natural. To exaggerate their importance and strive to escape from them is a lifelong struggle. Swami Chinmayananda says this. This results in unnecessary waste of mental energies. A devotee has to overlook these little pinpricks of life with an attitude of utter indifference. He says, learn to be indifferent over things over which you have no control. Situation is out of control. What can we do? That situation has been created by Bhagavan Krishna. You have to simply accept and surrender yourself. There is no other way, he says. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa suffered throat cancer. Ramana Maharishi had a cancerous lump. Both of them suffered cancer. But both were indifferent to their diseases. They were not bothered about that. If we are there, even a small headache, we will create ruckus in the house. But they were not bothered. They said, I am separate, body separate. So the body is suffering. That is what they said. So this is Udasina. Then Gadavyataha, that is, this devotee is free from any type of fear, including fear of death. Carefully, we have to look at what is death. Socrates was given the punishment of death. He was given a cup of poison. Maybe a drop of it would have sufficed. But he was given a cup with full of poison. His disciples made an escape route for him. Sir, don't drink it. We have already made a route for you to escape. They requested him. He refused. He said, what is this nonsense? I will drink the poison. He had no fear of death. What is death? It is nothing but a long sleep. And in fact, according to me, it is a blessing in disguise also. If you become very old, you are not able to move, you are suffering too much of any disease. You may even people are praying to the court, please grant me euthanasia, mercy killing. I am suffering a lot. Why should I live? People are asking. I am not saying mental trouble, even somebody is not giving coffee, somebody will like to commit a suicide. I am not saying that type of thing. There are some really bad diseases from which they are suffering. So they will, in their opinion, it is better to go than sit and suffer this. So that is also important thing. It is a blessing in disguise, a long sleep. That is what I think. Then Sarva Aramba Parityagi. Again, this is a beautiful word. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, Aramba means planned or initiated. All karmas are arambas. They begin with a sankalpa. You decide to do some work, so you take a sankalpa. I will do this work. This devotee gives up kartrutva. That is, I am the actor. I am the person responsible for this. Which is possible. He gives up that feeling, which is possible only in the wake of jnana, that is knowledge. Swami Chinmayananda says, to end all beginnings does not mean not to undertake any work and be an idler. When Bhagwan says, Sarva Arambha Parityagi, that means, sir, no action should be done. So I will not do any work, I will sit idle. I will sit in a posture recommended by Bhagwan Krishna and will not do any work. You cannot become an idler. This is what Swami Chinmayananda says. You don't misunderstand. That is why I said initially. If you misunderstand the terms, then you are finished. You cannot be an idler. You cannot simply sit and waste your time throughout your life. It is not recommended. He says not to undertake any work cannot mean you can be an idler. No action. In any work, Swami Chinmayananda says, ego plays a major role. A devotee must renounce this sense of self-importance and work in the world outside. He must understand, I am a very minute part in the giant wheel of this world. However small the part may be, a minute part. You are a minute part. But you are important. You need not have to undermine your importance. Every part is a necessary part in the giant wheel of life. If correctly understood, our undertakings are controlled, regulated, governed, and ordered by the world of things and situations. No independent action can be undertaken or can be fulfilled by anyone. A devotee is conscious of this oneness. This fellow is conscious of this, is oneness with this universe. He works in the world as an instrument in the hands of Bhagwan Krishna and not as an independent fellow. So if you have all these qualities, Bhagwan Krishna says, such a devotee is very dear to me. Again verse 16. Anabekshasuchirdaksham udasino gadavyatah sarvarambha parityagi yo mat bhakta same priyaham. Next verse we will see tomorrow. Harihom sarvam krishnarpanamastu. Narayana 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 Narayana